Senator James Lankford joins us now. Good morning to you, sir. So let's dig right into it. You guys spent the night voting and finally got the reconciliation bill done. Funds ICE, CBP through the end of the president's term, but it wasn't easy. There was a drawn-out process.
Yeah.
It was a painful, long, drawn-out process. We started voting at 10:30 yesterday morning. We voted continuously all day, then all night. We finished up just about 2 hours ago on the floor of the Senate. I ran back, got a quick shower, and restarted to come visit with you on it. It was ridiculous. But the whole focus that happened during this time period, reconciliation is very narrow, is very tight rules. We're just funding ICE and border protection. So everything not related to that actually destroys the whole process, and you have to kick it out. So Democrats spent 19 hours trying to bring up every amendment they possibly could on the president, on the anti-weaponization fund, on Medicare, they try to bring up everything they possibly could to try to get a few Republicans to vote with them just to be able to bring the whole bill down. The goal wasn't to solve a problem. The goal was to defund ICE. That's been their focus all along. They lost that. We literally blocked every single amendment they brought up, and then we did the final passage about 5 o'clock this morning Eastern time.
Senator, I am long past the days of pulling all-nighters, so I thank you for staying up and staying with us as well. So this bill, it does not stop the Trump administration from creating that $1.8 billion anti-weaponization fund. Was that the right move?
Well, the president's already said they pulled that back. Todd Blanche, his acting attorney general, has already announced, hey, that's off the table. That's not going to happen. So Democrats kept trying to bring up amendments, saying, well, let's try to do one more thing on it. We just responded very simply. One is you're asking us to vote on that, not because you're dealing with the issue. You want to try to defund ICE, and this is your way to block the ICE funding. The second thing is Todd Blanche has already said it's off the table. It's done. They're not going to do it. There is a way, by the way, that already exists in law for people that have had government weaponized against them to be able to get access to the courts. This was a separate process that had been created by the Department of Justice, but the existing normal process still exists. People that have had issues with government during the Biden administration still have a path to be able to get access to get restitution.
Okay.
Yeah, and you'd mentioned that Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche has pulled the anti-weaponization fund off the table, and now he's going to have to come in front of you guys to get confirmed because the president's nominating him to be the full-time Attorney General. Do you see that being a problem in his confirmation process?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it'll be a question. I think every single Democrat, that's all they're going to ask him about is that. So it'll just go over and over again. It's like when we had the Secretary of Treasury in front of the Finance Committee 2 days ago. All they wanted to ask him was about that fund and that agreement. They didn't want to move on to any other topics of the issues of the economy and the good things that are actually happening, the sanctions, the work they're doing against cartels and trailing the money, all the things that they're trying to do. So, yeah, I'm quite confident Democrats, that's what they're going to bring up over and over again.
While I have you here, I do want to ask about a bill I know you're sponsoring. It basically says in the event of another shutdown, Congress would be forced to find a solution. Explain to us how this works.
Yeah, pretty simple. I think government shutdowns are dumb. They actually hurt federal workers every single time. They also waste a lot of taxpayer dollars. It costs money to actually do a shutdown, and you lose that money long term and the productivity. So pretty straightforward idea on this, and that is if we get to another moment where we get to a shutdown, automatically what's called a continuing resolution kicks in that keeps government funded at the same level that it was the previous year. But members of Congress, we are in session 7 days a week. You can't move to a topic other than appropriations. So it basically says if you don't finish your work during class, you got to stay after class until you get it done. It's just that straightforward.
There we go. I like it.
Detention would also work pretty well there, too, Senator. All right. Well, great to see you. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Get some sleep.
Yep.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.